Hi everyone, today I want to talk about some of the work that QS2 is doing with respect to safety management systems. So we're going to talk about what safety management systems are, where they came from, why they're important, and we'll give some examples of how they've helped certain companies. So first we want to talk about what a safety management system is. Really, it's a systematic approach to safety. Before safety management systems, a lot of the safety processes within a company were siloed. So you had the test group that had their set of safety processes, you had developers that had their set, you had operators who had their set, and really they just came up with their own processes. There wasn't really an organized or systematic approach to understanding how those processes affect each other and whether they're effective. You know, how did the processes over here affect the manufacturers over here and vice versa. That's really the goal of SMS, is to organize all of those processes under one umbrella so that your approach is systematic in nature and you're not just having each group kind of going off and doing their own safety processes without understanding how they affect each other. And really the goal is to just improve safety. You want to get to new levels. You don't just want to sit at the same level. You don't want to be okay with how many accidents or how many crashes you have or how many hazards that come up. You want to keep improving. So in terms of where SMS came from, so what was happening is back in the 60s and 70s, believe it or not, the US was crashing planes all the time. Like literally every single month there would be a plane crash, and it was crazy, because today that would never be acceptable. Nobody would say, oh, it's okay, we only had one crash this month. Like nobody would ever fly right now if that were the case. And so, they were crashing a lot. And then the tipping point was really whenever Senator Kennedy back in the 60s, when he got in the plane crash, whenever that happened, that's whenever the FAA was created, to be able to help regulate aircraft developers and ensure that, that safety was incorporated as part of the design, as part of the approach. So that's really kind of where the idea of an SMS started, was to help these companies be able to organize all of their safety processes together and understand, how they can improve to new levels of safety using a systematic approach. Why does SMS matter? We've kind of talked about it already a little in terms of improving safety, but another big component of it is making sure that companies don't get lazy. And so what I mean by that is that it's really easy to just get comfortable and say, we're doing great. We don't need help. We don't need to integrate our processes together. The way we do things is just fine. We haven't had accidents in, 10 years. We don't really need anything like this. But really what happens is, whenever companies implement these new ideas like SMS, then it shows the public, this company really cares about trying to improve to new levels of safety. They really want to beat everybody else. They want to show, hey, we're the safest. You can trust us. You can trust our technology. You can trust our approach. And that's really the advantage that SMS brings, is that it allows them to say, we did everything in our power to unite all of our safety processes together and understand how the different parts of our organization are affecting each other, so that safety is integrated together along with other ideas like security and other holistic principles as well. In terms of who uses an SMS, it's really everybody. Pretty much every industry. You have aviation, you have railway, you have the automotive industry, oil and gas, chemical engineering. Pretty much every industry now has their own specific standard for how they do SMS. There's a lot of different elements that go into an SMS. At the basic idea, they're all pretty similar. The important thing is that you're identifying new ways to get to new levels of safety. An example of how SMS has been used and how it's been effective, one example is we've worked with an aviation company. And so what happened was, just looking through their test facility, we helped them kind of work through a unique hazard analysis approach. So identifying, these are different accidents or hazards that are possible, but then specifically applying it to their context and identifying scenarios within their environment that would be important to them in order to prevent specific hazards. So one example was something like there was a new software upgrade that was provided, and so the goal of the software upgrade was to allow the different tests that were going on to run faster. So you want to be able to run unit tests on your line replaceable units on your aircraft faster. And so the software upgrade would allow them to do that, which sounds like a great thing, right? But then in terms of safety, the issue is that what would happen is that certain tests wouldn't get run because of the upgrade. So they thought the upgrade was going to be able to run the test faster. It actually ended up skipping certain tests, and so then you're not testing certain LRUs on your aircraft, which is not a good thing, because you want to be able to test every component and know that each component works. And so that's one example of, somewhere we're having a systematic approach to understanding, the processes and upgrades that one group is providing to another group, and understanding how they affect each other. That's why SMS is really important. Thanks guys for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be producing more videos next week. Thanks.